Hey up, my name's Jamie and we're back again with another little adventure, and today we are going around Ogden Water. Now this is probably one of my favourite places to come for a walk. It's really nice, the scenery is lovely, beautiful trees. It is a bit windy today but the sun's out, and that's so yeah, come along for a little walk with me, and then at the end of the video I'll give you the scores and my sort of recommendations for a walk or whatnot. But like I've already said, it's one of my favourite places to come, and that's so yeah, let's get into it. Remember, don't swim in reservoirs. Jeez. Now this little track around the reservoir, as always, I'll leave details on the screen, which reminds me, hang on a minute, I forgot to press my little watch button again. And I've just walked down from the top bit up there, which I'll cover back in the video at the end. So yeah, hang on, give me 2 seconds. Let me just click my walk button. Good. There is somewhere just a little bit off the beaten track. There is this lovely smooth path to walk on, which goes most of the way around on this nice sort of smooth softcore path. There is some places in the winter, or if it's raining, it does get a little bit boggy, but nothing that you need to worry about. But today we are going to go all the way around the reservoir, obviously, but I also want to take you off the beaten track, or not so beaten track, because it's quite nice to walk on, and we're going to go up in the hills. Lovely. Now there is plenty of car parking spaces. I did drive here today and luckily I didn't get stuck behind a bus. And yeah, there is plenty of car parking spaces, but like I say, I'll go over that at the end of the video when I give it my final scores, if you will. Yeah, we like doing that, don't we? You can't really see much of the pond, but there's one of the first information boards, so feel free to pause the video and have a read. Also, it's worth noting, as you go around Ogden, there is plenty of nice little rest stops, picnic areas, that sort of thing, which is good. But don't be one of them guys or people and bring a barbecue, because that is just not the way to go. Definitely not. Now also, as we walk around, you'll see all these old Christmas trees. Now for many years now, these Christmas trees have been brought up here after Christmas, funnily enough, and laid all the way along the banks of the reservoir, and it makes like a natural habitat for some wildlife and that sort of thing, which I think is a really clever idea. So if you're in the Halifax area and you have a real Christmas tree for Christmas, and when you've finished with it, consider bringing it up here and just dropping it on the side there, because you never know, your Christmas tree might be a new home for a little Christmas mouse. You never know, because nothing was stirring. Yeah. Okay, right, back on with it. Now at the minute, the water level, it does seem rather low to me. I have seen it a lot higher than this, and I'm not quite sure why it's so down, because it's not like it's, well, I suppose it has been dry for a while now. We've had the odd bits of rain here and there. There's that lovely wind that we all know and love, which is quite nice when you're walking, but it's not very good when you're recording. But still, more information on that coming soon too. Also, I'd just like to just say a massive congratulations to my best mate Devon, or the angling giant, on the success of his first video back. He did a video of match fishing, which is really good. So as always, in the description there's a link to his YouTube channel and that, so yeah, consider just checking that out, dropping a sub. Congratulations, Steve. There you bruh. More information on that too coming soon. Also worth noting as well, there is plenty of dog waste bins kicking around all the way along here, which is another good thing. Now there is lots of different like spines that come off when you're walking around Ogden. Some of them will be for, you know, what do you call it, easy walking. Some of them are a bit more difficult, but they're all still absolutely wonderful. Let's see what this is here. Ogden Clough. Now this is one of the little tracks. I'm not going to go too far up this one because this isn't where I want to take you today. I want to take you to see something rather cool. But yeah, this is one of the little spines that will go off, obviously, up that way. But today we're going that way. And there's another little pond. Hey, doggy. Always get a dog following me. I think it must be a sign. So yeah, you see these little markers here. Now they need a bit of a repaint, which I'm sure they'll get round to at some point. Now as you can see, they've got the green and the red stripe. The green is for easy walk and the red is for something a little bit more tricky. So for this part, we're going to leave the shore of Ogden and we're going to go back up here. Now quite a while ago, I read a book by my favourite author, Graham Masterton, and it was actually called Suicide Forest, and it scared me that much that I couldn't come walking around Ogden, and especially in this forest, for months. So yeah, look out for that book. Alright, back to it. See you in 2. Nice little memory bench. And so yeah, we're actually quite high up already. Don't know if you can just see the water through the trees. There is lots of different other paths that you can take. There's quite interesting. You can go quite deep into the woods. Now it is quite busy around here already. Well, not this particular spot, but the main bit of Ogden is quite busy, which is always nice. It's a lovely Tuesday morning. I'm not sure what time it is. Probably about 10:30 on a Tuesday morning, and it's a beautiful day with more dogs. And so yeah, see you in 2.
Morning.
Morning, mate. You all right? There's a little family walking ahead of us. It's a lovely thing. When we get to the top here, I'll show you what we've come to see, obviously. Definitely won't want to slip down there. Definitely not. Right, we're back in a second when we get around this corner. Now I have stopped just for a second. I needed to take my jacket off. I brought a little sort of waterproof jacket because it is just starting to spit, but I mean, look at that view. It is exceptional. You can see the sky's starting to cloud over a little bit. I just wanted to hang back a little bit and let that family walk off up in front of me a bit more. Some more little doggies. So yeah, how's about that for a view? Absolutely amazing. Morning.
Morning.
Morning. Now, the signpost that we're coming up to now, because this little trail up here, this little hike, it is well signposted as well. So if you hadn't been here before, you don't have to worry about getting lost. You're not going to get lost. All you have to do is walk down, but not through that way, because you'll end up like when I did the walk to Dean Clough. Right, so yeah, spoiler alert. We are going to see the Giant's Tooth. Now I'm fairly sure that my kids, when they were little, they called it the dinosaur's tooth, which would probably be better than Giant's Tooth, but they'd have to print that really small on that piece of wood, wouldn't they? Right, so up this way. Now I do believe as well that scattered around in the forest there are some carvings as well that were made out of old chopped down trees and whatnot. So yeah, come and have a walk around Ogden, see if you can find them. Oh, I am so unfit and that flies through my head in. I'm thinking we definitely need to work on the fitness. Woo! It is quite steep to get up this bit, so I would recommend not doing it if you're not really willing to actually hike a little bit, but like I say, I'll go over a bit more of that at the end of the video. Let's just sit here and rest for a minute. Whew. And we're rested. You know, every time I come on one of these walks, I always pack my backpack, so then I can put a jacket in it, a hat if it does start raining, a bottle of water. That'd be really nice right now. But as always, guess what I forgot? The backpack. Yeah. Now I don't know if it is actually starting to rain or if it's just the height that we're at, but it is getting a bit wet. You can probably see it on my glasses. But we are quite high up now. That's Halifax out in the distance there, and beyond. Right, nearly there. Picked a better place for a wind farm. Oh yeah. The Giant's Tooth. Very random. Now, that wind is quite refreshing. It's starting to rain, so we'll head back down. That's the Withens up there. You can walk through the field and get up there, which is a later video. I'm going to go around there because there's actually a really cool boating lake. I don't think there'll be many boats in it now, but I might see. Right, it's a lot easier going down, so we'll get back down to the side that I showed you, and then we'll pick the trail up from there. See you in 2. I did stop right quick just before we got back down to the signpost to put my jacket on, because it has actually really started raining now, so I might have to take shelter for a minute or two in these wonderful trees and just let it pass. So yeah, we're back down to the sign. That's the way we came, that's the way we went, and that's the way we're going. Now, as you can see, it is actually quite a thick sort of woodlands trail, plenty of trees, lots to look at. If you love trees like I do, this is definitely one place that you want to come. Nice little observation deck type thing. Suppose you could come and sit here and just have a rest, have a bit sandwich or something, see what wildlife you can spot in the woods. There's probably squirrels and all sorts of stuff in there if you spent a bit of time looking hard enough for them. But yeah, let's carry on. Let's take a mooch this way. They were prepared. So it is really quite a well kept, laid out track for you to come if you want to, you know, just venture off from the actual path around the reservoir itself. We are starting to go down now, which is always nice, and very shortly we'll get back to the actual reservoir itself. So yeah, that was a giant's tooth. Hope you liked it. There's plaques on most of the benches as you go around, which is quite nice. So some folk, this place obviously meant a lot to some people. That's why they put plaques on benches like that, which, like I say, are quite frequently dotted around, which is good if you want to take a breather. Hello again.
It's warm, it's cold, it's raining,
Yeah.
it's fine. It's
I know
warm.
it was chucking it down when I got up there.
I know, well, we
We're like, we're going to come back the same way, we'll just go back now before we get soaked.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, but it's nice again now.
Yeah, it's nice. It's funny as you come down off that hill,
Yeah. Oh yeah, it changes.
it changes. Yeah, it's like a different climate up there. All the lovely runoff from the hills up there where we've just been, all coming down, feeding into the reservoir, which is good. When we get round the other side of the reservoir, I've got an interesting fact for you. Stay tuned. Another branch off, like I was saying, that goes up to a red. Lovely up there, but for the purpose of time for this video, we'll skip that one today and we'll carry on a mooch down this way. So yeah, that's the bridge that we came off to go up towards the Giant's Tooth. So now we're back down on the sort of banks of the reservoir. So we'll have a little mooch around this way. It is quite a long walk. You can do it fairly quickly if you just tank around and that, but you don't really want to tank around somewhere like this. You want to take it in your stride, really. There's more of them Christmas trees. They are literally all the way around. All the way. Ronnie. So yeah, I'll just have a bit of a mooch further around the corner and then I'll see you in two. Blair Witch vibes. That Graham Masterton book. So yeah, I'll just wait until we get a bit further around the corner here. There's not actually that much to see around this bit. It does thin out a little bit, like my hair, so you can see more of the water and that. So I'll bring you back when we get a little bit further around. Plus, I don't want to spoil the entire walk for you. Come and have a look and do it yourself. And that's us out on the other side. There is more trails that you can go. Go up this way, you can go up that way. Now this walk up here, I'll show you right quick, is one that me and my wife used to do with our daughters. And you can walk all the way from Mixenden all the way up here. So what I was telling you about before, you know, when you walk through Stodfold and up through the golf course, that's a lovely walk. And yeah, framing the landscape. Many people look, but only a few see, you know. That is actually really true. We'll go back round onto the main part of the reservoir now. So yeah, you can walk along there, up there. But it messes with my OCD if people walk this way round, that way round, walk the other way around. Please. Yeah, lovely, stunning place. The sun's come out now, which is always nice. It was chucking it down up there. You can just see the top of the wind farm up there. So we've come from up there, really, which is quite a piece. Nice walk. Yeah, the water levels do seem quite low. I have actually seen them lower a couple of summers ago when it was absolutely boiling hot for a long time. It was quite worrying little markers. Yeah, time for an interesting fact. Now, I'm going to call it a fact, but I don't actually know if it's true. I believe it's true, but I believe that the stream that runs past our house, the Hebble Brook, this is its origin point here, which would then flow down through the valleys and then ultimately into the place where when we walked around Mixenden Reservoir, when it poked out into there. I believe that could be true. So that could be the start of the Hebble Brook stream. There seems to be a lot of high-vis jacket people here, which is always good. They seem to be working, keeping the place nice and tidy for folk to come around and have a nice walk, which is always good. So if they're making the effort to keep the place nice and tidy, do your bit as well. There's plenty of bins dotted around. Just pick up your rubbish. Hello, love. There's absolutely no reason why you shouldn't pick up after yourselves. Don't leave it for other people to do. In a natural beauty spot like this, it's not fair. And that's the end of my lecture. bed. Yeah, there is a little shop. I think you can get an ice cream and a coffee in there, or something, cash only. And that building there that I was pointing to, that's the public toilets as well. So there is a shop where you can get something, little visitor centre. It might be worth a little visit. And like I say, there is toilets as well. Maybe that's why folk walk that way around and go to the toilet first. Possibly. Well, I always go that way. Now we're just coming up to the entrance. Or not, well, yeah, the entrance, but the road that comes in to this car park. It is a little bit thin of a road, so just bear in mind that sometimes it does get quite busy. Parking £1. There's a little collection box just outside there. I didn't put £1 in there, but there is also one on here, which I did, or I'm going to. So as you can see, there is the car park here. This is on the ground level, as it were. It isn't the biggest car park. It does fill up quite quick. I mean, you can see the amount of cars that are here already. But luckily, there's 4 levels. Here's a nice little bench. Here's car park number 2. Plenty of benches dotted around. That's car park number 2. Now the road coming up to the car park isn't the best. So if you're overly concerned about your alloys or something, yeah, I suggest you maybe don't come up this way. And then that's probably why this one is empty. And then you can go up again to a nice little viewpoint. Now years and years ago, it's maybe a bit windy for story time. Years and years ago, my wife messaged me and she wanted to go to the seaside for fish and chips. And maybe you know what I do for a living. Fish and chips. You can also go for a walk that way. But I was working that day So I have a break at 2 o'clock until roughly 3:30. So I took fish and chips home at dinner time on my break, and we came and we sat up here looking out onto the reservoir. Said to her, I know it's not quite the sea, but it's the closest I can do for you today. Good times. So yeah, that's about it really. What we'll do is we'll go back to the car, and then I'll give you a quick rundown and my final thoughts on Ogden Water. There's the withings again, look. Stunning. And incidentally, it's weird, I always like to finish videos off where I started, but I didn't really start this one. I started the short here, so go check that out while you're at it too. Right, I'll see you when we get back to the car. And we're back in the car. Wow, I should have taken my jacket off. I will be putting the air conditioning on very shortly. So yeah, Ogden Water, absolute stunning place to walk around. Now the scores that I give them through 1 to 5, 1 being the hardest to walk around and 5 being the easiest. Now for Ogden, if you wanted to walk around just the main path around there, it's an easy 4, easy. Most of it is nice and flat. They are, like I say, there are some bits that get a bit boggy and stuff in the winter, or when the weather changes, or if it's been raining for a while. There are some bits that get a bit boggy, so you do need to wear sensible footwear. I definitely recommend boots rather than trainers for this sort of time of year that it's coming up. Now if you want to go towards the dinosaur's tooth, done it again, the giant's tooth, there are some other places that you go up there. Now it does get rather a steep incline, so I'd probably give that a 3 for me personally. If you know, yeah, I'd say 3. So overall I'd give it a 3.5 out of 5. But that's been a little bit sort of on the stingy side. And so yeah, maybe no, we'll give it a 4. We'll give it overall 4 out of 5. Like I say, there are amenities here as well. There is a little visitor centre, which I believe you can go in and get a drink and stuff, and there is toilets as well. So it might be worth, if you think, because I'll put on screen how long the walk is that we just did, and the little mappy thing that my watch does now, which is cool. So yeah, we'll get back home. I am very thirsty now. Luckily I bought a Red Bull before I set off on this walk, but it's been in the car and it's warm. So yeah, Ogden Water, beautiful place. Come and have a look around. Relatively easy walk all the way. It is quite long though, so bear that in mind. And yeah, so for now, my name is Jamie. I'm your Yorkshire Walker, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm out. Peace.